Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Germantown Super Site, the site of tonight's District 12 semifinal between LaSalle College High School, the 2 seed in the 6A classification of the Philadelphia Catholic League, and St. Joseph's Prep. Only 2 losses on the season, both of them in 2 of the first 3 weeks of the season, and both of them against a national schedule. They have been unbeaten in Philadelphia Catholic League play. Bob Long, Rob Stott alongside Tyler Kern will be with us shortly. This is an audio-only broadcast per PCL regulations. Stay tuned 24 hours after the start of this one, as we will sync video with our audio and have a rebroadcast of the game at that time. But Rob, this is a rematch of one of the great rivalries in all of high school football across the state of Pennsylvania and beyond. St. Joseph's Prep had their way against LaSalle the first time, a 42-13 win. This has been brewing in LaSalle minds and hearts since that date, September 28th. Here we are. I think we all knew deep down we were going to get this game eventually.
Yeah, you kind of felt it as the season progressed that we were building up and leading right into this matchup here tonight, this rematch of sorts. And for LaSalle, all you have to do is look back to last year if you need any reason to put what happened a few weeks ago behind you. It was a blowout last year against these 2 teams in the regular season, and then fast forward to this very night 1 year ago, and LaSalle had a lead going into the fourth quarter. They held a lead in the fourth quarter and just saw it slip away. So it's high school football. Anything can happen, and that's why we're here to have the kids play the game.
LaSalle College High School will kick it deep to St. Joseph's Prep. Jake Gandolfo steps it back. We're about ready for kickoff. He'll kick it from right to left as we see it. LaSalle in the road, white tops with the navy blue bottoms and the gold helmets. St. Joseph's Prep, red helmets, all gray, tops and bottoms, and we are underway. This is pooched, caught at the 20-yard line, and it's brought out by Samir Hagans. This is a great return out to the hash marks at the 34-yard line. Caught it on the 20 number, ran it all the way across the field, Rob, and LaSalle did a pretty good job to not allow that to turn into more.
They did, and Hagans, as we saw in the first matchup, is a speedy position player and a great return specialist as well, and just a nice job by the Explorers to stay in their lanes and cover that kick and not allow a bigger return than St. Joe's Prep was able to get.
Kyle Mccord, a junior, headed to Ohio State in 2 years. He's given his verbal commitment to the Buckeyes. He's the quarterback in the shotgun right now. 2 receivers to each side, balls on the near hash mark. And Colby Burrell is in the backfield alongside, headed to Buffalo next year. Takes the snap, quickly throws the out route to Marvin Harrison, caught at the 42, run out of bounds at the 45-yard line on the near side. That's a gain of 11 yards and enough for a first down for St. Joe's Prep.
2 kids that'll be looking to make a similar connection in a few years down the road in college potentially, but McCord to Harrison is a matchup we saw a lot the first time around, and it's one that gets going right away here tonight.
A single high safety for LaSalle, and now he's going to pick up, that safety's going to pick up the slot receiver. Linebacker drops into coverage. A quick out. This is caught by Hagans. Hagans is to the sideline and out of bounds. That's actually Harrison, number 8, getting to the outside, knocked out of bounds after a gain of 8. They are across midfield to the LaSalle 47-yard line.
2 plays, 2 McCord to Harrison connections, and that time it was just a little motion across the line. Get LaSalle defensive back sort of in motion, unable to pick up Harrison, and just a nice job by McCord to find him and pick up another first down.
2nd down and 2, first quarter, 11:35 to play. In this audio-only broadcast of the District 12 semifinals, bounced into the outside as number 4, Brahim Barr, stays up and skitters across the 40-yard line to about the 37 of LaSalle. Give him a gain of 10, more than enough for a first down for the Hawks.
And just a nice job by Hagans getting stacked basically at the line, but able to bounce outside and take that ball upfield and pick up the first down on that play. Not the like I had said the previous play, but a solid start here for the Hawks of St. Joe's.
First down and 10. They move the spot back 2 yards to the 40. This is a pistol set with 2 receivers to the far side, 2 tight ends on the left side. The give is right up the middle, and LaSalle makes the stop, 2 yards in the backfield. It'll be 2nd down and 12.
And that time, the defensive front for LaSalle has been the strength all season long for this defense. We talked about it. And that time doing a nice job just stacking the line, not giving Hagans any room, and dropping him for a 2-yard loss.
11:04, clock ticks here in the first minute of play. 2 receivers to the near side. They faking the give. That one's deflected. Chance for an interception. It drops harmlessly to the turf. LaSalle got pressure. Ryan Savage with the arms into the air. Popped straight off after it hit his hands. And so close to it was Jalen DeVos, but it'll be 3rd down and long for St. Joseph's Prep.
Excellent effort by Savage, a guy who's been the leader of this defense all season long, along with Liam Traynor. Dylan Traynor, apologies, and doing a nice job getting a hand on that one, knocking it down.
10:51 to play, 3rd down and 12. St. Joseph's Prep driving from left to right in the gray uniforms. They need the 30 for a first. Mccord drops straight back. Now he takes off with it, trying to get to the line, knocked out of bounds by Abdul Carter, about 4 yards short of the line to gain. Out of bounds at the 34, and there's some extracurriculars as he was hitting to a cavalcade of Explorers on the sideline. 4th down coming up.
And the student section for the Explorers explodes with excitement, and as you'd expect on what was a solid stand there for the Explorers, a much better start than last time where, in this matchup, St. Joe's drove right down the field. But it looks like we're going to...
down. They're going for it.
A little early excitement in this one.
It's a naked set. 5 receivers and Mccord alone in the backfield. They marked him at the 35, so they need the 30 for the first. They're in LaSalle territory. Now a running back comes in the backfield with him. Colby Burrell barks out the signals, takes the snap. Throws across the middle. That's caught by Malik Cooper. A 1st down and a lot more across the 20. 15, 10, 5. Dives for the end zone. Comes up just short. He's inside the 5-yard line, spotted at the 3. A 4th down and 5. Kyle McCord hits Cooper on the crossing route.
And that was just a nice route by Cooper, cutting in underneath his. You saw the defensive backs for us. They were at least 5-10 yards off of their men at the line of scrimmage, and that was just a nice job by Cooper cutting across the middle of the field with a little slant route and then able to take it upfield. Explorers playing man-to-man, and that was exposed that time.
Now 3 running backs in the backfield. They'll hand it right up the middle to Burrell. Gets into a brick wall, moves forward, pushes the pile, and it's a touchdown for St. Joseph's Prep. The big play, 4th and 5, connected to the 3-yard line, and Colby Burrell punches it in for 6.
Unfortunate for the Explorers, looked like a drive they had stalled, but giving up the 4th down play was a huge momentum shift for St. Joe's, and doing what they've done all season long, and that's make it look easy on the offensive side of the ball and stuffing it in for an early 6-0 lead here.
9:42 on the clock. Chada on to attempt the extra point. The kick is up, and the kick is good. A 7-0 lead early for St. Joseph's Prep. LaSalle made them work, but St. Joseph's Prep converted on the 4th down when it mattered the most. We'll now welcome Tyler Kern into the broadcast booth. Tyler, class of 2012 and a defensive end for LaSalle College High School football for many years, and a state champion. Welcome. How are you?
Good, Bob. Thanks for having me. Sorry I'm showing up a little fashionably late here, but classic Tyler fashion.
we were saying at the before we went on air, this is just full circle. We're here at the Germantown Super Site where the season started, and welcomed you into the broadcast. I think in the second quarter in that game. So you've improved. You've gotten here a little earlier for tonight's contest back at the site.
Yeah, earlier and earlier each time. I think I was at the end of the first quarter last time.
So now St. Joseph's Prep with a 7-0 lead will kick it deep to LaSalle. Back deep to receive Brad Vesby and Ryan Moore. Chada will kick it deep. That is a boot as it heads towards the goal line. It's caught there by Moore at the goal line, brings it out to the 20, to the 25, to the 30. And he's moving out to the 37-yard line as he trips over a St. Joseph's Prep defender trying to make the play. But a good start there for LaSalle out to their 37-yard line.
And with an opening drive like that for the St. Joe's offense, it's a nice job by the special team setting the Explorers up with some solid field position here for their first drive. And important, early on St. Joe's has set the tone, so it's important here for the Explorers to come out and respond. And nice to see number 27, the near man on the field to us right now, Sam Brown, out on the field for this important contest for the Explorers.
He has been out for the last few games, took only 3 snaps in last week's contest. did not touch the football. Now a quick out for Sam Brown, and that one might have been tipped. That one came up well short, dropped to the turf, incomplete.
And last time around, St. Joe's essentially shut Brown down in their contest and knew that he was the focal point for the Explorers offense and, did their job keeping him in check, and clear that LaSalle doesn't want to let that happen again this time around.
They have not gone under center much this year. Now they've done it, though, for the first 2 snaps. 3 running backs in the backfield. Brad Vespi gets to the line of scrimmage and scoots forward for a gain of 2 in between the tackles. St. Joseph's Prep had a whole bunch of guys up front. Their defensive line in many ways has been a strength for them defensively.
Certainly, and maybe the reasoning, you bunch all those guys up at the line. You got Sam Brown trying to isolate him on the outside, maybe one-on-one against a defender, give him some space to work. And if you can make one man miss, there's not much else help, not much more help out there for Brown. But again, another bunch formation for the Explorers. 3rd
down and 7 yards to go. They're at their own 42. Need the 48. Machida throws it, and it's incomplete. He had Sam Brown down the middle of the field, led him too far. Brown came to the stop. He was trying to lead him down the sideline. Incomplete. 4th down coming up.
And just unfortunate there. Machida definitely had Brown open, but the pressure from number 2 on Prep, it was just he was a free man and got pressure on Machida and made him overthrow that.
Jake Gandolfo will kick it deep. Samir Hagens back deep to receive. His heels are on the 32-yard line. A high snap goes and gets it. He barely got that one off. There was a lot of pressure coming. It'll bounce harmlessly out of bounds at about the 34-yard line. But unencumbered to the quarterback, Julian Talley, the junior defensive back, nearly came up with it. LaSalle fortunate to get that punt off.
Yeah, incredibly lucky. I mean, you're going up against a team like Prep. You need to be firing all cylinders, and special teams is no exception there. They got away with one there, I would say. They got lucky.
Important second. I mean, they're all important, right? Cliche to say, but important second drive here for the Explorers. They showed that they can stop, or at least put the Hawks in a 4th down situation. So I mean,
can slow them.
Yeah, they can. They can. It's something to say. Baby steps against this team. You need all the small wins you can get. But they got to feel at least somewhat good, even though it's 7-0 right now. You know that you can put them in that type of situation.
1st down and 10. Kyle Mccord fakes the give, now throws on the out, has Marvin Harrison. That's his 3rd catch of the game. That's actually Hagens. 2 and 8 from the far side of the field are difficult, but that's Hagens on the far side, a catch of 5 yards and out of bounds.
It's tough, but clear that Mccord is on point as he's been all year long, finding receivers. Just a solid offense to watch, and it gets more impressive, I think, as the season goes on.
2nd down and 5. Mccord rolls to his right, throws it for the outside. That one had Harrison in the hands. Great defense by Griffin Zobel, number 8. 8 on 8. That was 1st down yardage, dropped at the 46-yard line.
Solid timing there by Zobel to get there. Like you said, Bob, the 8 on 8, and neat to see Zobel just, a strong effort to break up that pass to Harrison and prevent what would have been a 1st down catch.
And he's been somebody I've been noticing more these past few games. He's stood out to me against Roman and now against Prep.
It was 4th and 5 on the last drive. This an equally big 3rd down and 5 for LaSalle. Quick snap. Now a give to Burrell. Has the 1st down a lot more. Across the 50. Cuts at the 45. And muscled down at the 36-yard line. A huge gain. Just a little delayed give to Colby Burrell. Got the defensive lines off the defensive line. Created the space at the 2nd level.
They've moved down the field rather quickly. Again, it's their similar field position to where they were last time on that 4th down.
1st down and 10 from the 36. Mccord, 5-step drop, a lot of time. Now looks over the middle. Has a man, number 21, across the 20-yard line and inside the 14. Noble House, the junior wide receiver, makes the catch. And with 8:02 here in the 1st quarter, St. Joseph's Prep is in the red zone again. They're going to mark it at the 14.
Moving up quick and just so much time for Mccord. And when you have that much time, receivers can get open, and just a nice job finding his man across the middle of the field for just another chunk play.
It's a shotgun look as Mccord looks to the sideline. They took a look at the defense and changed the play. One safety for LaSalle. Just one linebacker out there as Mccord throws a quick out. That one's caught. Toe tap on the sideline at the 10-yard line by Samir Higgins. Makes the play. 2nd down and 6 upcoming.
And just the standout so far, I mean, you can just see how much talent this Prep offense has. These guys are quick. They're beating their man, and obviously giving Mccord too much time is just somebody's going to get open.
The plays are so crisp. I mean, the timing is impeccable to watch. It's almost, feels pro style the way they run things here, and just so many moving parts to this offense. And like you said, Tyler, a lot of weapons, and they can really, work every inch of the field.
2 receivers to the near side. Ball's on the far hash, and a flag comes from the back of the end zone in the area of what would be a delay of game. And indeed, that is the call. 7:58 to play. 2nd down and 11 upcoming as it comes just 1 yard behind the initial line of scrimmage. They're at the 15. Same set. Faking the give. A crossing route. Rightly misses it. It went into his gullet, popped out right up into the air. Nearly an opportunity for somebody to make an interception, but it falls harmlessly to the turf.
Yeah, that looked like a go-ahead touchdown there. Luckily bounced right out of his hands for the Explorers.
7:54 to play.
Looked like it was Meacham in coverage that just was going for the tackle instead of the potential pick there.
3rd down and 11. McCord looks to the sideline again. There were 5 receivers out there. Burrell was in the slot. Now he makes his way into the backfield with McCord. A nickel look for LaSalle as McCord takes the snap, fires over the middle, and a big hit. It was in the hands of Rightly again, knocked down by Ryan Moore, the sophomore defensive back, and the ball falls harmlessly to the turf. And now a late flag comes in. A very late flag, and it looks like LaSalle
some chatter
might have been in the area taunting.
Oh,
Clean hit from Moore.
Beautiful defense. That was a great team
Displaced
effort.
the football.
That was an awesome team effort from the Explorers secondary.
Carter, I don't know if you guys caught this, but Carter had his hands on his helmet because he jumped for that ball as it was going towards the end zone. Prior to the hit, it looked like his fingertips on that ball could have come down with an interception if he had a little more a little more oomph.
Yeah, I'm honestly 2 pass plays in a row where a turnover was possible, something the Explorers would definitely need.
Still awaiting the call. Now the head referee comes out to address. After the play was over, a personal foul called against LaSalle.
Oh, offsetting.
And it's going to offset, and that's after the play. So one came for St. Joe's, one came for LaSalle. Since it was after the play, you don't replay the down. If it was in the course of the play, they would have had to have replayed the down. So one for LaSalle, one for St. Joe's Prep. Call it a slap on the wrist, and it's 4th down and 11 from the 15.
Maybe a case of the referees early wanting to say, all right, boys, we know, let's calm down.
A 32-yard field goal comes from the left hash. Antonio Chata.
Ouch.
Griffin Zobel just ran offside. Let's see if it's offside or a false start. And it is just offside. Was not induced.
Jeez.
So now 4th down and 6. It comes to the 10. Chata will move up to place his little tee at the 17-yard line, making it a 27-yard field goal.
Makes life difficult for the holder, doesn't it? You got to spot that on a tee.
It's Malik Cooper, the holder. Low snap. It is down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Antonio Chata blasts it right down the middle, and St. Joseph's Prep leads 10-0 over LaSalle with 7:45 to play in the first quarter.
Chata is pumped about that. He ran off the sidelines, sprinting to the sidelines, having booted that one through.
I think there's something wrong with this. I don't know if I should.
And I know we can't see it, because we are an audio broadcast only tonight, but some nice camera work, of course.
Coming your way in 24 hours.
You would have just seen a ref spotting the ball for the kickoff here. Alex
Alex Krasowski.
never gets old.
We appreciate him doing it. The league has allowed us to post the audio and the video synced 24 hours after kickoff.
He's doing a great job.
Always.
I can see it from here.
But per league rules, this is an audio-only broadcast, bringing you the radio feed back to our roots here from the Germantown Super Site. Antonio Chata, ball is placed at the 40-yard line. He'll kick it deep to LaSalle from left to right. He blasts it towards Ryan Moore again. He will catch it at the 1-yard line. Out to the 10, 15, out to the 20-yard line, takes a hit at the 22 and is forced backwards. A great job by St. Joseph's Prep of covering the kickoff, and now Jack Machida will come back out onto the field for LaSalle. The senior quarterback for LaSalle came off an injury in the early stages of last year, has had a great year this season. LaSalle just the 2 losses in the regular season, and now he wants one more shot at St. Joseph's Prep. Prep spotted a 10-0 lead just a little bit more than 4 minutes into this game. Machida and the Explorers have their work cut out for them against the nationally ranked St. Joseph's Prep team. Let's see what they come out with. The give is to Sam Brown right up the middle, a gain of maybe 1 yard. They spotted them up at the 24, which I thought was a pretty good spot. Brown out to the 25, so now 2nd down and 9 upcoming.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about these little draw plays that they've been running up. It doesn't seem to be working against this defensive front that Prep has, and I don't know. I'd like to see a little more creativity.
That was one where it looked like almost a double read, fake handoff, and then he had an option to give it to Brown or take it, and when he took it, the line had collapsed. It would have been better for Machida just to hold on to it there.
Yeah, Kennedy came in motion. Now it's an empty set. Machida throws the screen for Brad Vespi, and he's popped. Had the ball for a second, but never really controlled it. With the pop, it hit the turf. Incomplete pass. 3rd down and 9 upcoming. And the St. Joe's Prep defense is pinning its ears back.
Maybe it's me. It feels like LaSalle's offense is maybe trying to just out-think themselves. They're not keeping it simple, doing what they kind of have been good at all year. And I know a lot of that has to do with, you're maybe a little, I don't want to say afraid of this front necessarily, but just stick to what you're good at.
2 running backs in the backfield along with Machida, who takes a 5-step drop, fires to the outside, one-on-one coverage, incomplete as he was looking for Justin Machida across the 40. He went up high, the throw just a bit elevated.
It was a high pass, but the way Justin was running that route, it looked like he didn't expect it to come to him either.
He was covered.
Yeah, he was covered, and he turned around and saw the ball and kind of tried a one-handed grab on it.
Just forcing it. Feels like they're forcing it right now.
Yeah, that was a decent back shoulder throw. Again, just a little bit high, but that was the idea, as Machida didn't have the separation, Justin that is. So throw it back shoulder and take the shot. Now LaSalle has to punt. That one comes off the side of the foot and out of bounds before the 50-yard line. So a short punt there from Jake Gandolfo. More good field position for St. Joseph's Prep as they'll come on the field for their 3rd offensive drive of the game. 6:46 to play in the first quarter.
Just sloppy play overall from the Explorers so far. I mean, I haven't seen a whole lot. There was that nice almost defensive stop, but Prep was able to get that 4th down, unfortunately. And ever since then, they're just firing on all cylinders. Prep's showing that they came to play tonight.
Ball is spotted at the 45-yard line of LaSalle. St. Joseph's Prep on the plus side of midfield as Mccord is in the shotgun. And a flag comes in. A false start is called against St. Joseph's Prep. That'll back them up to exactly the midfield stripe.
Take whatever they can get at this point. Explorers need to play fundamental, disciplined football from this point out.
1st down and 15. Still 6:46 on the clock. A running back alongside Mccord in the backfield. 5-step drop, looking to set up a screen, and now just fires it into the turf as LaSalle had it covered well. Colby Burrell was going to be the intended target. Linebacker Abdul Carter picked him up well. 2nd down and 15 upcoming.
You can take it, Rob.
I was going to say, that time it's finally seeing a nice job of the defensive front. Only 3 down linemen they're playing with right now. A lot of back-end help with all these weapons on offense, but first time you really got to see them disrupt Mccord and make him not make the throw he wanted to
Stacked
make.
receivers on the near side, and another flag as the ball was snapped. Dead ball, false start penalty called against St. Joseph's Prep. It'll be 2nd down and 20. They still have those 3 receivers in that area, Malik Cooper, Noble House, and, of course, Marvin Harrison. They line up on the number on the far side of the field. Let's see if they go to that look one more time. It was going to be a quick screen pass. Now they'll blanket out those 3 receivers on the open side of the field, on the near side. Ball's at the far hash. 5-step drop from Mccord. Mccord fires to the outside. Pretty good catch.
Wow.
Samir Higgins nearly gets to the original line of scrimmage. Had to lay down essentially as he kept his feet, his toes in bounds. And a great play. Gain of 8, 3rd down and 11 upcoming.
I was about to say, your catch standards are pretty high. That was a great catch. You really laid it out there.
It's one of those ones you see the pylon cam at NFL level they want to show again because he kept his tippy toes on the turf while he hauled that one in, diving out of bounds.
3rd and 11, 6:34 to play. McCord, 7-step drop, fires to the outside, and it's caught by Malik Cooper. Malik Cooper inside the 30-yard line to about the 26. It was zone coverage from LaSalle. Griffin Zobel was on the underside. Tyson Goldstein over the top. Kyle McCord fits it in perfectly. Another 1st down.
Yeah, I couldn't see which one it was, but one of the Explorers misjudged the distance that ball was going and kind of let that play happen. It's a shame.
Timeout called by LaSalle. It was 6:25 to play in the 1st quarter. A lot of plays thus far. Teams have been firing it. Both of these teams have been taking shots down the field, and Kyle McCord and St. Joseph's Prep moving again.
Both taking shots. Big difference is that St. Joseph's connecting on those shots while LaSalle felt, some of them have felt forced to, putting some decent throws out there for receivers, just unable to haul them in, or the Explorers. And it's just this is a tough one because you had St. Joe's in a 2nd and 20 situation, and to see them pick it up and then some in 2 plays is, this offense, you can feel like you're in a good spot, but just a little real tough.
All right, we want to introduce the next member of our broadcast team, Seamus Morgan, who's going to help us with some of our reads here tonight. Seamus.
This is Seamus Morgan, part of Bob Long Sports. Thanks for having me today, Bob. Great to be here. This portion of today's game is brought to you by Treasure Shine. They produce the beautiful carved signs with gold leaf lettering that you see outside LaSalle in the parking lots and throughout campus. Their design team will work with you to create a sign that will deliver the message for your business. And remember, your sign works for you 24 hours a day and never asks for a raise. Get that noticed with Treasure Shine.
Now McCord quickly down the field. Into the end zone, touchdown. A little wheel route comes from number 84, and a great throw and catch. Maurice Clark, the sophomore wide receiver, beats the cornerback to the outside. Safety late getting over. St. Joe's Prep rolling up 16-0, little less than halfway into this 1st quarter.
And Prep coming out, making it look like that they were holding back during LaSalle's first encounter. They look very, very crisp, as Rob said. They look very good.
Nationally ranked for a reason.
Antonio Chata on to attempt the point after. Ball is down, kick is up through the uprights. St. Joseph's Prep a 17-0 lead over LaSalle. And it really has been the passing game. In game number 1 in late September, LaSalle was unable to stop the run. Today, Kyle McCord letting it fly all over the field, sideline to sideline. He has been excellent thus far.
Yeah, that's a good point. Coming in this game, I thought the Explorers would need to kind of force McCord to make some plays tonight after that. I can't even remember how much yards they put up in the running game last time they played, but McCord showing he's more than prepared for the occasion, and he's going to Clemson, correct?
Ohio State.
Ohio State. My apologies.
Jeremiah Trotter,
Yep.
the all-world, all-league linebacker, who unfortunately is injured and out for the remainder of the season. He's a junior committed to Clemson.
And Harrison was getting looks from Clemson too, right? Or all over the place.
Pretty sure he got a look from anybody
just anyone that wants him,
that he wanted to consider.
Yeah.
Antonio Chata.
And a lineman. There's a lineman, if I remember right, from one of the national broadcasts that they have committed to Clemson as well. I don't know.
Chada will kick it deep. And again, fielded by Moore at the goal line. Out to the 15-yard line, breaks it out to the 20. Along the sideline, strung out pretty well by St. Joseph's Prep, across to the 25, where he's knocked out of bounds. 6:10 to play in the first quarter. Jack Machida and LaSalle offense back out onto the field.
And if they needed a response more than ever, it's right now. This offense needs to do something to get the ball moving. They need to pick up a first down.
Yeah. That's a good first goal.
It's 6 minutes into this first quarter, and you feel like it's do or die at this point, but something needs to happen. They need some sort of positive momentum going forward on this drive.
Pistol look for LaSalle, 2 receivers to the near side. Sam Brown takes the give, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that was all. It was a bit of a awkward handoff in and of itself. Brown didn't get it cleanly from Machida, and at that point the play was already in a bad spot.
The snap was high.
It started with the snap, I think. I think that's what affected the handoff, and I mean, even if that handoff was there, I don't know if the play was.
Now an I formation, Melman the fullback, Brown the tailback. They fake the give. Machida now looks the other way, and a big hit there as Matthew Bose does not make the catch. He dropped it at about the 30. Would have only been a gain of 3, but teed up that time by number 18, Xavier Atkins, the junior defensive back. Third down and 10.
That one hurt me up here. I mean, I felt like, it's one of those right in the middle of the back. You feel like your head snapping back on that hit, but just
if Bose wasn't awake, he is now.
No.
2 receivers near side, balls on the far hash. 1 receiver at the X position is on the far side of the field. 2 running backs as Machida steps up, fires over the middle. Another big hit as Vespi drops the football. It's that man again. Xavier Atkins lays the wood twice to create 4th down here for LaSalle.
I guess there's no defenseless receiver, or do you think that's a clean hit?
Looked pretty clean, I thought, if not a little soon, but these Explorers receivers are going to start hearing footsteps.
Oof.
Jake Gandolfo will punt it deep, and they nearly got that one as well. A high punt, not a lot of distance. It'll land at the 48, pop straight into the air, and recovered there by LaSalle. Tyson Goldstein. And once again, St. Joseph's Prep gets the football on the plus side of midfield, and once again, LaSalle was fortunate to get the punt off to begin with.
I can't believe they're not making adjustments on these punts. Every time they get closer and closer to blocking this punt. And they're already getting great field position.
They had 10 men on the line and 1 guy back deep for that punt, and it just not covered. They didn't cover that well. Lucky to get it off.
Mccord back out onto the field, looking to step on the throat at this point. 5:17 to play in the first quarter. A 17-0 lead.
Step on the throat. 5:17 in the first quarter.
A pistol look and another flag.
Start.
So if there is one thing that St. Joseph's Prep has not done well, that's the 3rd or 4th false start and the 5th or 6th penalty that they've had here today. Hasn't seemed to affect them. It just gives them more room to open up the game in the passing attack.
It's like more like their handicap for this game.
So it'll be 1st down and 15, however. They are back on the minus side of midfield at their own 47. Harrison is out to the near side. Anthony Rightly in the slot. Ball's on the far hash. St. Joseph's Prep with the maroon helmets and the gray tops and bottoms. This is going to be a give to Colby Burrell. Gets to the 2nd level, met there, and it'll be a gain of about 5. Nice job by Brad Vespi to come up and make that play out of the safety spot.
Shocked almost to see Vespi on the field after the hit he took, but nice job by him coming up and making that stop and putting this back to the original line of scrimmage. So 2nd and 10 for the Hawks.
4:54 to play. Here comes the blitz. Mccord steps up, firing for the end zone, has Harrison into his arms in the end zone. Touchdown, St. Joseph's Prep. Call it 48 yards, a touchdown.
McCord standing back at the 50, pulling a little arrow out of his quiver and flexing a little there. That was He fired one, and it went right into Marvin Harrison's lap in the end zone.
No one was within 5 yards of Harrison. It was just him and the ball. That's insane.
I tell you, as a defensive back at the high school level, you don't normally need to cover.
Nope.
50 yards down the field. That's just a special quarterback under center, in this case in the shotgun for St. Joseph's Prep. 23-0, Antonio Chada. Puts the extra point through, and it is 24-0. St. Joseph's Prep. Timeout on the field, 4:43 to play. And once again, Seamus Morgan.
This portion of today's game is brought to you by Carey Gurin Boyle and Jim McLaughlin of Carey Gurin Boyle team at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Fox and Roach Realtors. Jim is a LaSalle alumni. His father and his 3 sons attended LaSalle too. Carrie's family has been here for generations as well, and she is currently has a sophomore in the class of 2022. Jim and Carrie have trusted their family to LaSalle.
And you can trust that you'll be treated like family when trusting your home, sale, or purchase to this real estate team.
Seamus,
right, Seamus?
You're not, Seamus, you're not fired yet. You're not fired yet.
Why don't you give the phone number, Seamus, real quick for Jim and Carrie?
Call Jim at 267-242-5991 or Carrie at 267-626-6818 for any questions. They'll treat you like family.
And if I remember right, they're licensed in Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
You do remember that correctly. We're underway here as Chada kicks it deep. Once again, it's Moore picking it up at the 5-yard line, out to the 20, 25, 30. Hit at the 32, moves out to the 35 before he finally goes down. Pretty good return there for LaSalle. And it's now or never here, 24-0, 4:36 to play here in the first quarter. Offense needs to get a little something going on.
They do. And, I mean, it's got to start, I think, with Sam Brown getting the ball in his hands in space and not, running right at the teeth of this defense. And, they need something. They need a first down. They need something, and, it's got to start now.
2 receivers near side, ball on the far hash. Here comes Sam Brown in motion behind the quarterback. And that is a backwards pass. Wow, they blow it dead. Sam Brown, it was thrown to his feet. That is 100% a backwards pass that was blown dead, perhaps mercifully, by the officials.
Thank you, Mr. Official.
It was. It wasn't even clear. It was at least 2 yards thrown backwards. So
that play was so telegraphed, and the pass just wasn't there. Oh.
But now it is 2nd down and 10, 4:31 to play. Machida breaks the huddle. 2 receivers on the near side. It's Vespi and Liam Kennedy. Now they're going to stack Justin Machida on that side as well. So 3 receivers bunched on the near side. Machida, quick drop, avoids pressure, running to the near side, taken down from behind. How about the speed there from number 14, Aiden Nash? The linebacker chases him down at a big loss.
Yeah, there was pressure right up the center. Someone got a free ride and pushed Machida out to the outside and caused that sack. It's tough to see, man.
4:05 to play here in the first quarter. St. Joseph's Prep, as you see on your screen, 24-0 lead. This is an audio-only broadcast per PCL regulations. We will have a video sync and release with the rebroadcast of it with the audio that we're providing here 24 hours after the start of this one.
So much confusion on the offense. You got receivers going left and right, back and forth, and
timeout called by LaSalle.
As such.
Oh, this is sloppy. You hate to see it.
3:43 to play here, though, guys. For what it's worth, you still have a decent chunk of the first quarter. It's been a long quarter because of all the back and forth. But if they can turn the switch right now, there is time to get a quick score here before the end of the first quarter and kind of reevaluate before you get to the second. But it does have to be now.
And at the end of it, still, it's a 3-possession game, too. Early, so much time left. Anything can happen. they need something to go right, and now, and if it's not necessarily, what do we got? 3rd and 17, 3rd and 18 right now.
I can appreciate this optimism, boys. I really appreciate it.
We're trying.
Let's go.
Anything's possible, but if it's
we'll
not
wait till they get down there. But I want to pick your brain more about that. If you score here, are you going for 2 already? I would see that to be a little early, but
it's prep.
Machida takes the snap, fires over the top, and it's incomplete. A great play there by number 19, David Watson, the defensive back, to jump in front of Sam Brown and break it up. It'll be 4th down and 17. Jake Gandolfo out to punt it.
That was about the best throw that Jack Machida could have put on, looking for his man out there, and it was a couple yards past the line, but just a nice defensive play by the prep.
Yeah, you're right. Would have been a 1st down if he completed that. A low snap. Gandolfo gets it. This time gets it off with no pressure, and it's a good one. Fair catch called for and received at the 30-yard line. St. Joseph's Prep and Kyle Mccord back out there onto the field with 3 minutes, 30 seconds to play here in the first quarter.
Finally flipping the field, too. Nice to see him, get some help from his line of scrimmage there on special teams and able to get off a clean punt.
I know. I think that makes a huge difference, like when you don't have a guy diving for the ball as you punt it, and you're more just not trying to give them the ball in the red zone, let alone I don't know. It was just nice to get – Prep actually has to work their way down the field now, which is a huge benefit to this Explorers defense.
McCord and the St. Joseph's Prep Hawks back out onto the field. McCord in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the near side, a tight end as well. Handoff is to Colby Burrell up the middle. First contacted at the line, but motors the legs forward for a gain of 6. Across the 35-yard line, in between the tackles.
What's the answer on defense? I mean, so many weapons on the outside. You got the speed of Burrell in the backfield. You got McCord who you have to defend for. It's just... do you bring pressure? Do you just try to play man up?
They might need a heck of a halftime pep talk, but that's a long ways away.
I don't think they have till halftime.
It's a 3-4 look this time. Same set for St. Joseph's Prep. McCord has lots of time, fires over the top, has Harrison again, caught at the 30, and nobody in between him and the end zone. He'll walk in, break the tape, and he'll score it again. 30-0 St. Joseph's Prep. Marvin Harrison and Kyle McCord hooking up once again. Former Buckeye, should say future Buckeye, to future Buckeye.
Oh, my.
Still going out onto the track was Harrison, and I mean, whew. What else can you say? It's just, this team is, it's impressive. It's one that I think we're going to look back on in a few years and think,
talk about all the talent we saw on the field.
Talk about the guys we got to call, and obviously the names of some of them are going to sound familiar, but
'cause they're in the pros.
We already got Swift, who's playing down there at Georgia. I think this team by far has more talent than any prep team we've seen of late.
Chata, the kick is up, and the kick is good. I don't think you could have said that any better. We were talking about that as early as September this year, Rob, that this is the most talented team that St. Joseph's Prep has had, and minus any mass exodus amongst some of the highly touted and highly skilled juniors. Next year's team has a chance to be as good or better.
Yeah, that's the scary part about this. I mean, we're calling this game right now, and
yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
We are here.
Captain Obvious.
Super Sight.
It's November 10th, 9th? I don't even. 9th. No, but these guys, the core of this team is juniors. It's going to be back next. They're going to be back next year, and another year under their belt, another year under this coaching staff, and to think what they could be next year is just, it's scary.
I tell you, on the rebroadcast, which we'll have 24 hours from kickoff, Alex Krastowski did a wonderful job with the 90-degree, we'll call it post route, that the official does as he runs from the end zone up to the 40. 90-degree turn out to the 40-yard line in the center of the field. Drop the football on the tee.
My favorite shot.
So I appreciate Alex being with us here again. We're audio only per Philadelphia Catholic League rules, but we will rebroadcast tomorrow evening. A long kick will go into the end zone. Brad Vespi and Moore. It landed in between them. A bit of a discussion between the both of them. But LaSalle will get the football out at the 20. And no, what you see on your screen is not incorrect. It's 31-0 St. Joseph's Prep. And yes, it is the first quarter of play. 2 minutes, 42 seconds left in the first quarter. Harrison and Mccord have hooked up on 2 50-plus yard bombs for touchdowns. An initial 4th and 5 on the first drive. LaSalle looked like they were primed to get off the field. A long completion to Malik Cooper got him down to the 3. Colby Burrell scored on the next play. That was the opening score of the game, and it has been all prep since then. 3 running backs in the backfield. Vespi, the deep back, he gets it right up the middle, gets to the second level, out to the 25-yard line. A gain of 5 in between the tackles for Vespi, the senior.
A 5-yard dive, and it's the best offensive play so far. I mean, it's positive. I mean, I know you're down big, but you got to do the things that have been working all year, and a strength of this offense was the line. Get behind them, let them go to work.
Abdul Carter and Sam Brown opposite one another at the wide receiver position. It's Carter. Makes one miss on a screen out to the 40-yard line across the 45 where he's knocked out of bounds. So a simple play call by Joe Wade. Get your playmakers in space. And we've seen Carter a few times over the last few weeks in the offensive set, and that was a pretty good play.
A big part of that, this is the look that LaSalle came out with on their first drive, and a part of the reason why it's working is because Machida's putting the ball on his man. And, we saw him the first drive kind of short hop it to Sam Brown. That time he hits Abdul Carter, and you see what happens when you get your playmakers in space.
Same look, 3 running backs in the backfield. They'll do the same thing. It is Carter again. Spins out of a tackle and across the 50-yard line. Gain of 4 to the 49 for St. Joseph's Prep. 2nd down and 4 upcoming, under 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. A 31-0 lead for St. Joseph's Prep.
Hey, if it ain't broke, go right back to the same exact play. Maybe they'll start keying off Carter more, and that opens up your game with Sam Brown.
2nd down and 6.
And this, I mean, thinking about it, this is a scary look on offense for LaSalle if they can get it going.
A diamond look with 3 running backs in the backfield. Again, it'll be Abdul Carter, that time taken down in the backfield. Nice job by Xavier Atkins, the cornerback.
I was surprised they went back to him again. That's 3 in a row. I know they flipped the field there. They had Carter to our side, but I was surprised that they did that. I thought that would maybe open up Sam Brown a little bit there, or maybe open up the run game for a 3rd and short.
And now instead it'll be 3rd down and 10 with that 4-yard loss. Under 1 minute to play in the first quarter. Abdul Carter alone at the X position on the far side as we look at it. And now there's somebody wide open on the far side of the field. They'll throw it. He kind of snuck out onto the field. Caught at the 50, inside the 45-yard line to about the 40.
It's like DeVos.
Jalen DeVos. That man.
That could have been a touchdown.
That was a late substitution. LaSalle only had 11 guys on the field. They broke the huddle with 10. DeVos snuck off the sideline without anybody noticing. And anyway it works, I tell you what, a 1st down for LaSalle, a gain of 13.
Oh, man.
Wow. 18 seconds left.
It's bad that I'm a little frustrated from that.
Now here's the lob for Sam Brown. Brown can't quite get there. Was overthrown a bit by Machida. But honestly, I think Brown spent a little bit of time trying to hand fight rather than just run down the field and get to the football.
I would agree with that. Yeah, I think he has the physicality mismatch. He looks like he's got 6 or 7 inches on his guy there, and probably has the speed as well. I'd like to see that more downfield. I mean, you got to start making big plays. Obviously, you want to do what's working for you, but you're also down 31.
LaSalle at the St. Joseph's Prep 40-yard line, 6 seconds left in the first quarter, 2nd down and 10. They fake the give. Machida runs right into a defensive end and is fortunate to get that ball off. Throws it into the turf in the area of Tim Melman, so no intentional grounding. But it'll be 3rd down and 10 after this break. It is the end of the first quarter here from the Germantown Super Site. St. Joseph's Prep 31, LaSalle nothing. Back to Seamus Morgan.
This portions of today's game is brought to you by Casey's Alley, an Ambler right by the train station. Catch all the LaSalle games live there. Brought to you by Bob Long Sports. Great food for a great price.
Now that was all you, Seamus. I like that.
Third time's the charm.
You came up with that ad-libbed. We should do that for all your reads.
Thank you. I've been practicing a lot. Also, on the last break, I'd like to give a little shout-out to the cameraman, Alex Krasowski. Kind of messing with me on that last one, so that's kind of why I had the interruption there.
Okay.
Yeah,
So what you're saying is Alex Krasowski multitasks brilliantly.
No, I'm not saying that. He interrupted the my
Very important read.
yes, my important
Also,
read. Thank you.
If he's ad-libbing, does that even count as a read then at that point? We're not bringing him in here to be a reader. It's just ad-libber.
I thought he did great. We're ready for the second quarter, however. LaSalle heads the other way now, left to right. Machida drops straight back on 3rd and 10. Fires over the middle. A lot of contact. Incomplete. It was high intended for Brad Vespi. No flag, and it'll be 4th down. In coverage was number 3, Julian Talley.
And you got to go for it. I mean, why not, right? 6 seconds into the second quarter, you're down 31-0. You're on the plus side of the field for the first time all night. You're going for it.
Easy call. 4th and 10. Machida addresses his troops in the huddle. LaSalle dressed in the road white uniforms, blue pants, gold helmets. A tight set, 2 receivers to each side of the line of scrimmage. Tim Melman lined up in a fullback position. Machida in shotgun. Here's Sam Brown in motion, faking the give. Now they set up the screen. It's caught there. Tim Melman makes one miss, pulled down at the 34-yard line, 4 yards short of the first down. A turnover, and St. Joseph's Prep will send the offense back out onto the field.
That doesn't make a difference, but I thought that ball hit the turf.
I was going to say, it was, I think maybe the refs giving LaSalle a chance to say that Melman got his fingertips under it. I don't know. Benefit of the doubt. Down 31-0.
It pushed Prep back 6 yards, though. So, optimist. You guys were so optimistic earlier, and it's contagious. And
good. I'm glad.
Good.
I'm glad. Glad our optimism is helping you.
It's a pistol look for St. Joseph's Prep. 2 receivers to the far side, balls on the near hash. The give is right up the middle to Colby Burrell, pulled down at the 35-yard line after a gain of 1. Up the middle.
DeVos might be a little lucky there for not getting a fly. It looked like he fell onto that pile a couple seconds late. But one way or the other, nice to hold Prep to just a 2-yard gain.
Hey, that's a win right now.
They did give him 2, so they spotted at the 36. Forward progression got him there. Another look in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the far side of the field. Again, it is Burrell. Burrell a first down and a lot more. Contacted at about the 44, and he runs over Ryan Moore. A gain of 10 and a first down out to the 47-yard line.
Oh, yeah, Moore's going to be hurting after that one. He got trucked. That was a nice run after that 2-yard gain.
Burrell headed to Buffalo next year.
Any love on your end for the University of Buffalo?
UB. It is Burrell, this time taking it off tackle. He'll bounce it all the way to the sideline, across the 50, cuts inside, and inside the 40-yard line. Ball came loose right at the end, but he was already down. A first down for Colby Burrell, give him 12. And now St. Joseph's Prep inside LaSalle territory. They spot it right at the Explorers' 40.
Burrell looks like he's thriving in the cold tonight, so I think UB will treat him well.
There you go. This would be a beautiful day in Western New York, let me tell you. Joshua Barlow in the backfield along with the quarterback, Kyle Mccord. And now it's a fake and a throw. That one came low. Soccer style, Marvin Harrison kicked it to the turf.
I'm disappointed he didn't kick it up to himself.
Yeah, there you go.
As talented as he is, he should have done better.
It's all right. They'll go for another 60-yard bomb.
10-11 to play here in the second quarter.
A 60. Oh, sorry, Bob.
No, I get what you were about to say.
A 60-yard bomb from the 40?
Yes. He's going to run 20 yards in the opposite direction.
Barlow, the deep back in the pistol. Barlow gets it right up the middle. Scoots across the 35-yard line to the 34, a gain of 6. It'll be 3rd down and 4 upcoming. Clock ticks under 10 minutes to play in the second quarter. This is the District 12 semifinals here on Bob Long Sports. Bob Long, Rob Stott, Tyler Kern, Alex Krastowski on camera. This is an audio-only broadcast. In live time, we'll rebroadcast it in video 24 hours after the start of this game. So Sunday at 6.
Are they going to be checking that, like 6 p.m.?
What do you mean by that?
Like, will there be penalties if it's uploaded at 5:59?
It won't be uploaded at 5:59. 3rd and 4, right across the middle. Incomplete. Good coverage there by LaSalle. Eric Ford broke up the play as Malik Cooper was coming across the middle.
Sorry if I was a little smart there.
No, you're fine.
I was just curious what the actual rules were, if there's like
Someone is going to be on Bob Long Sports making sure that, hey, that's more page views. Let them have it. Let them have it. Keep checking. Keep refreshing.
9:27 to play. 4th down and 4 from the 34. They need the LaSalle 30 for a first down. Mccord looks to the sidelines. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side, and the ball's on the far hash.
Is this rude of them to go for it here?
No, what are you going to do?
Football?
Punt it?
I don't know.
Dropping straight back. Pressure. McCord avoids one.
Oh,
Pops it
my
out to the
goodness.
outside. Colby Burrell inside the
What a
20.
play.
Cuts inside the 15. Taken down at the 12. A little shovel that time from Kyle McCord as he was about to be taken down. First down and a lot more.
He's not left-handed, is he? Because I think
No.
he shoveled that with his left hand.
He was dead to rights in the backfield, had just defensive linemen all around him, and I think you're right. I think he did take that in his offhand and shoveled it forward. Just an unbelievable athletic play there by McCord.
That play looked like it was over. Wow.
Now a quick snap. McCord flips it to the outside. Burrell hit hard at the 15-yard line. That's actually a gain of about 3. So they had Burrell down at a 17-yard line. They're inside the 15 at the 14 now. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's actually up around the 10. So 13 to 10-yard line. 2nd down and 7. That was one of the first plays that just did not look good from the start. Burrell, I think, flipped that a little bit further than he wanted to, was trying to make a decision about essentially reading the defense, whether he wanted to take off with the football off tackle or send it off to Burrell, who would head to the sideline. They got the 3 and now get a timeout with 8:24 to play in the second quarter.
So for now, I mean, this has been the longest gap without a score. Like,
Yeah.
I
mean, you had a decently long drive by the Explorers that came up short, and now instead of going for those chunk plays downfield, it's been a lot of dink and dunk for St. Joe's here. So it's run some time off the clock.
Yeah.
And by run time, I mean like 3.5 minutes.
Compared to what it was like a minute between scores for the first couple touchdowns. So game has certainly slowed down.
This is the top-ranked team in the state of Pennsylvania, St. Joseph's Prep, some of the top recruits in the country, and they have been nothing short of dominant against every team out of the state of Pennsylvania that they've played, and they even held their own against nationally ranked Marietta, nationally ranked IMG, and nationally ranked St. John's Regional. St. John's Regional they actually defeated. But actually all 3 of their games, but both of the games that they lost were very close in the fourth quarter.
Got some airtime on ESPN this year.
2nd down and about 7 from the 10-yard line. They need the 3 for a first down. McCord drops straight back, looks to his right, fires over the middle, nearly intercepted. Jalen DeVos broke it up and looked like he jammed his hand.
That I think that one probably felt that one hit the hand a little hard. This cold weather, that football coming in hot off the hand of Kyle McCord. That's a hard rock if that hits you right in the hand, and I'm sure it's stinging a little bit right now.
3rd down and 8.
At first, I thought he was frustrated he didn't get the interception. It obviously didn't look like he was going for it, but then, it kind of clicked. That was a hard throw.
Might have been some of that, too.
3rd down and 8. Timeout called by LaSalle. 8:20 on the clock. We've appreciated the time to do this all season long, and unless there's a major turnaround, this will be the end of LaSalle's season. A nice run, a nice season, a good comeback from last year's 5-6 team. A timeout here on the field.
Hey, Seamus coming at you again. This portion of today's game is brought to you by Carey, Gurr & Boyle and Jim McLaughlin of the Carey, Gurr & Boyle team at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Fox and Roach Realtors. Jim is a LaSalle alumni. His father and his own 3 sons attended LaSalle too. Carey's family has been here for generations as well, and she currently has a sophomore in the class of 2022. Jim and Carey have trusted their family to LaSalle, and you can trust that you will be treated like family when buying or selling your home with this real estate team. Call Jim at 267-242-5991 or Carey at 267-626-6818 for any real estate questions. Licensed in Pennsylvania and New Jersey for all of your local needs.
Thank you, Seamus. 3rd down and 8 upcoming here. Ball in the red zone for St. Joseph's Prep at the LaSalle 10. They can get a first down without getting a touchdown. They need about the 3-yard line. 3 receivers to the far side. Ball's on the near hash. Mccord drops straight back. Throws the lob to the outside. Marvin Harrison brings it in. Touchdown, St. Joseph's Prep. That's 3, at least, for Marvin Harrison.
For all you high school fantasy football players, Harrison Jr. is getting you some points tonight. Wow.
37-0, and with that, with 8:13 to play in the second quarter, this game will go to a running clock.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Not the 60-yard bomb variety, but still just as impressive to watch. These two link up. And it's just been an impressive run all season long, and why not on this stage, under the lights here at the Germantown Super Site, continue to do so.
Antonio Chada, the kick is up, and the kick is good. That slides inside the left upright. St. Joseph's Prep with a 38-0 lead. Guys, what's even more unbelievable about this game and this team, Rob, you talked about how talented this St. Joe's Prep team is relative to other Hawks teams that we've seen. Last year, the regular season game was very similar. 42-6, St. Joseph's Prep essentially whipped up on LaSalle. Turn it to this very game last year, and LaSalle had a 3-point lead heading into the fourth quarter, and it was kind of a sloppy night, but LaSalle came out to play, and I would argue this is a more talented LaSalle team than last year's team was, and this St. Joe's Prep team has responded in an entirely different way this year than they did last year in this very game, and I do think that's something to be commended in a big way for this Hawks team.
This is a Hawks team with a new coaching staff, too, from last year, if I remember correctly. So, it's just been they've been impressive top to bottom, start to finish this year, and tonight's no different. And it feels like they've sort of been building towards this. They know what's in front of them, from a Pennsylvania State perspective, and they have their eyes set, I think, on doing bigger things. But you got to get there, and this is a rivalry game. It's high school football, and I feel like we've said this throughout the year too. These are just 16, 17, 18-year-old kids, so anything can happen on a given night. But it's clear that they've been gearing up for this, and their talent is clearly shining through.
Chada getting some work here tonight as he pounds that one towards the end zone. Caught by Moore at the 5, out to the 15, out to the 20. And clipped down at the 25-yard line, perhaps across to the 26. That's where Jack Machida and the offense will come out once again with 8:07 to play here in the second quarter. St. Joseph's Prep a 38-0 lead. Another touchdown for Marvin Harrison. This the shortest from just 10 yards away.
That's
Look
it.
down to pocket. Jack Machida comes under center. Sam Brown the deep back. 2 receivers to the far side. Ball's on the near hash. 1st and 10. Brown takes the give, runs right up the middle, scoots forward for 5 after he breaks 1 tackle. He's out to about the 35-yard line. 2nd down, and they're going to call it 6. Ticking under 7 minutes and 50 seconds to play in the second.
Just the first traditional handoff, I believe, to Brown on that play, and able to scoot up through the middle for a nice 4-yard gain for the Explorers.
Abdul Carter on the near side. Sam Brown on the far side. Press coverage, so can LaSalle get a shot here? They're going to try it. Abdul Carter goes up and brings it down, and then is finally knocked out. He took it to the ground, and once he hit it, it came loose. Incomplete pass. Would have been inside the 45-yard line. Pretty good coverage there by St. Joseph's Prep, number 19, David Watson.
Just a nice job by Watson and able to, break that pass up. They were fighting for it the whole time in the air, too. It looks like they both went up at it at the same time. Abdul Carter got his hands on it, but just a nice job breaking it up and ensuring that one was incomplete.
Clock is not running here. That may be a facet of one of two things, and I'm not sure which it is, admittedly, but playoff game or maybe you can't run it in the first half. False start as Sam Brown was a little quick off the line. Make that Abdul Carter, number 22, on the far side. So they'll back him up behind the sticks, 3rd down and 11. From the 25, needing the 36-yard line.
It's chilly.
No.
It's a little chilly.
It's nice.
I got a scarf, gloves. I don't break out gloves ever. I have gloves on tonight. I am freezing.
Thank you, Rob.
For anyone who cares to know. It's
all
cold.
0 of you.
3rd down and 11.
We got a long way to go, boys.
Machida in the shotgun. 2 running backs in the backfield with him. He drops straight back. Fires to the outside. That one's caught at the 33. Pulled down right there. A good 3 yards short of the line to gain. Catch made by Justin Machida. It'll be 4th down and 3, and I think that offense has to stay out there on the field.
Certainly. It's 7 minutes ago you're down 38-0, and you need something to happen. And I said it earlier, but say it again. Why not?
6:49 to play. Clock ticks. 1st down and 3. They need the 36-yard line for a first. Machida's going to come under center. Sam Brown, the deep back. 4 down lineman for St. Joseph's Prep, ready to attack. Now Machida. Looks like this could be a direct snap. Instead, it is a timeout. He was walking gingerly to the sideline, and we saw a similar play like that earlier in the year. And sometimes when it's not so natural, you can kind of get an inkling that something's coming. But instead, LaSalle calls the timeout. Maybe it was a hard count, and now they're sending out the kicking unit because I do see Gandolfo out there.
Had that Philly feel to it, but not so much this time around.
I didn't realize. I thought they were out of timeouts, but they had one left.
Yep, now 0 timeouts showing on the scoreboard.
Alex capturing the sidelines. The coaches giving their pep talk.
That's a pair of shorts that I see over there.
That's Coach Dean. He wears shorts no matter the weather.
Now, I just have to throw this out there because I'm sure there are people listening to us thinking, what? This is an audio broadcast per PCL regulations, but we will rebroadcast this with the video 24 hours after kickoff.
You tune in tomorrow, it'll all make sense.
That's right. The offense does come back out onto the field. 4th and 3. St. Joseph's Prep shows blitz. Machida fakes the give. Trying to run for it. Gets to the 35, across to the 36. It will be close. He gets right to the line to gain, and the referees are already moving the chains down the field. First down for LaSalle.
Strong run by Machida, able to tuck it and just sneak it up. Had just enough blocking to be able to squeak through and get past that line.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like his initial run kind of got taken out, and he decided to cut upfield and somehow got that first down.
Again, 3 running backs in the backfield, 1 to each side of Machida. 1 is the deep back in a pistol-type look. This is the give to Brad Vespi up the middle. Met at the line, gets maybe 2. 2nd down and 8 upcoming. Clock ticks. Under 5 minutes and 45 seconds left in the second quarter. St. Joseph's Prep a 38-0 lead over LaSalle.
It feels like that, like the modern version of the Full House look. You remember the Full House look where you had the 3 linemen? It's kind of that weekend strong eye look in front of you, but the QB under center. Here it's the QB back in that sort of shotgun with two running backs next to him and a third behind him.
Yep. They come out in that same look. You need to get protection here for Jack Machida to have some time. 3 down linemen for St. Joseph's Prep. 2nd down and 8. Snap for Machida. He'll quickly lob it to the outside, and some miscommunication there. Receiver thought out route. Machida thought lob to the sideline, and it falls harmlessly incomplete. 3rd down and 8 upcoming.
The only unfortunate thing about that look, Tyler, is that when you have all those weapons in the backfield and not much else out on the outside, it allows St. Joe's to kind of stack that box. It's all no safeties. It's 11 men up within the first 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. So, people need to make men miss, and it's got to be creative if you want to be able to make anything happen with that kind of look.
5 minutes, 4 seconds to play in the second quarter. LaSalle driving from left to right. 2 safeties deep for St. Joseph's Prep. Machida throws the crossing route. Thought there was some contact there. Falls incomplete. That was well ahead of Abdul Carter. He's looking for a flag, but may not have been catchable. Depends whether that ball was released before the contact or not, whether you can even claim holding. But if it was released first, then that ball was uncatchable. 4th down. Samir Hagen's back deep to receive. Heels on the 31-yard line. Jake Gandolfo will punt it deep for LaSalle. A low snap goes to get it. Gets off a driving punt that forces Hagen's back. Catches it at the 27. And now he's going to cut it back at the 30 the other direction. Flags come in all over the place, and this will come back as he's out to the 32. But this one almost certainly is a block in the back.
Griffin Zobel seemed to think that was a fair catch there, unless I missed something. I thought it was, too, with how he was running down the field, and then it ended up working in their favor because the play of getting extended causes the flag.
And to be fair, that won't be the flag. It's a personal foul. Helmet-to-helmet contact against St. Joseph's Prep.
Wow.
So
this will be their worst starting field position of the night by far.
I was going to say perhaps that's the flag, but it came out so late that it wouldn't have been calling for a fair catch and continuing to move with it, which is a penalty. But instead it's a 15-yarder, forces St. Joseph's Prep back to the 15-yard line. 4 minutes, 44 seconds left in the half, and I would expect a steady dose of the running backs at this point. It's Brahim Barr, the backup, in the backfield along with Kyle Mccord. The tight end, Dan Stevenson, comes in motion. Handoff is to Barr. Barr out to about the 19-yard line. Brought down there by Abdul Carter.
So, how about this weather, Rob?
Solid analysis.
Yeah.
Solid
Great color
analysis.
commentary. No, just guessing, but
It's
Is
cold.
that a
shivering.
dynamite drop in there, Danny? That broadcasting school is really paying off. Time for that reference. 2nd down and 6. Here's Mccord. Stares down the field. Throws behind Marvin Harrison. Could have been an interception if Hanton was looking, but it falls to the turf.
Yeah.
Incomplete.
Yeah, you don't like to see that. Like Hanton had a chance on that. McCord had plenty of time, but the way that ball went out, that could have been intercepted.
It was not a good decision. That's one where I think you sailed over his head into the stands and just lived to see another one. 3rd and 6, 4:06 to play in the second quarter. McCord now looks to the sideline. 3 receivers are on the far side. Ball's on the near hash. McCord looking to set up the screen and does for Harrison. Harrison has a lot of room out to the 30, 40, 50, outrunning Meacham, and he's gone.
I thought that was a block in the back.
Not called, however, and it's a big one. 85 yards. Marvin Harrison to the house. 4 touchdowns if we got them all.
Hey, I also, not, too late now, but thought I saw some movement prior to the snap, some running back leaning one way or the other, but no, what are you going to say?
Just a little
It's
tunnel luck.
Just crazy. You get that kid some space, and he can make anyone miss. God-given talent of just an athletic family. The Harrison name, it's just.
In that particular case, he really didn't make anybody miss.
No.
He just got one key block. Tyler thinks perhaps a block in the back, and I can't entirely disagree. And then he outran everybody. Simply outran.
Unreal.
A pretty fast number 23 for LaSalle, TJ Meacham.
Running down that field, he had great form. He just looked like he was, I don't know, looked so effortless running at that speed.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is raw talent, God-given talent, like you said. Wow.
Unbelievable.
Chada up and good with the extra point. St. Joseph's Prep 45, LaSalle nothing. 3 minutes, 50 seconds to play in the second quarter.
I think Prep's on pace to get triple digits.
Yeah, it's possible. I know. So now, at this point, it's outcome I want to say is obvious. Machida, senior, a lot of seniors on that sideline. Do you take him out as coach? Do you give someone else a chance, or this is his last game? A lot of emotions on that sideline, I'm sure, right now, knowing what's going down here the last.
I do think you'll see a mix of Gavin Daly and Jack Machida in your specific case.
Yeah.
Gavin Daly is the future. He's a sophomore. But that does not mean that it's exclusive. I wouldn't think that it's exclusively Daly the rest of the way. I think you get him into the cauldron a little bit here, and you let him experience it, but you also keep Machida out there and the seniors on the field. This is a very unique situation. Let's just call it what it is. This is a team that on any day of the week could be the best high school football team in the country. And this is a really good LaSalle high school team that would beat the vast majority and has beaten the vast majority of pretty good teams across the state of Pennsylvania. So I don't know that this coaching staff considered this. What are they going to do in this situation? I don't know. You're thinking about how you're going to win the football game, and now you have to sit back and reevaluate things a little bit. And it's just so unique to have a game like this where you're playing potentially the best high school football team in the country.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's not much more to say to it. Yeah, I think we will see some Gavin Daly, but for the most part, I expect to see Jack Machida.
Machida now in the shotgun. They come off the sidelines with 3:50 to play in the second. Prep shows blitz. They bring the extra man. Sam Brown to the outside. Bounces it out, but wonderful defensive play to bring him down in the backfield. Aiden Nash put his foot down, said, "You're not going anywhere but towards the middle of the field." And Brown could not break it.
It's going to go unnoticed, but Jack Machida actually kind of made a block there on the backside end. Buying Brown some time. He came, or I think it was linebacker. He came up blitzed and was going to have Sam Brown in the backfield. It's a little effort you like to see. Unfortunately, the other side of the line wasn't covered. So,
second down and 15. 5-yard loss there from Brown. Pistol look, Brown the deep back. He will get it. He'll bounce it to the outside. Has a lot of room out to the 25. Skitters out to the 30 and across the 35 to the 38-yard line. That's a gain of 23 yards, the longest play from scrimmage for LaSalle and a first down.
Hey, they should do that every play.
Easier said than done, right? No, but I mean, good to see Brown. Easily his best run, best play of the night for the offense. Just nice to see him get going, honestly.
And you need to have Brown run downhill like that. He runs hard and gets the yards he needs.
Prep doesn't have a safety over the top. It's Vespi on the handoff. Vespi up the middle for a gain of about 1. He bounced it outside at the tail end of the play. Out to the 38-yard line. Sticks start at the 37. Second down and 9, 2:28 to play, second quarter.
Nice rotation right now. A lot of Vespi, a lot of Brown, so in one, out the other. I want to see more Brown. I want to see him get the ball and go up the middle. Had just coming off of that strong run, and he's back in here now. We'll see what he can do.
In motion comes Liam Kennedy. They'll sweep it to the outside. Kennedy lays a decent block as Brown cuts across the 40 out to the 45-yard line. Liam Kennedy got tattooed and dropped on the play, but just enough to hold up that linebacker to give Sam Brown the edge. It'll be 3rd down and 2. They need the 47 for a first down, 1:47 to play first half.
Explorers giving the people, in this case Rob, what we want. We want Sam Brown to run the ball. Give that man the rock. Let him loose.
Prior to the injury, I mean, that man was your bell cow. Or let him, take the ball and do what he can with it. He's, the best offensive talent on this field.
This time it's Melman in the backfield, faking the give, and Machida has room across the 50, slides down at the 47. Gain of 8 and a first down for LaSalle. 1:19 to play. They're across midfield. 1st and 10 from that 47-yard line.
He's fun. He's fast. Machida, man, he's quick. It's fun to watch just running around the field like that.
LaSalle has a tight end on the left side of the line, 2 receivers to each side.
Their hands must be cold. A lot of hand rubbing.
Machida drops straight back, throws a little screen for Melman. Melman running through defenders out to the 41-yard line, gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down. They're going to call it 4, so gain of 6.
Rob, that was an underrated comment. The players are out there rubbing their hands to signal the play call, and Rob's saying they look cold.
Oh, go back and watch it tomorrow. I know. You
6
saw the play call, the adjustment at the line, but funny stuff.
2nd down. Machida steps up in the pocket and now takes off with it. Has the first down as he's hit 1 yard past the sticks. Nice job there by Machida, recognizing that the pocket was collapsing around him and taking off with it. Now they're going to get up to the line and spike it with 11 seconds left. Clock did stop with the first down, but was about to begin. Ball is snapped at the with 9 seconds, I should say, left in the half. 35-yard line. So LaSalle does have a shot here. They might be able to go over the middle if they can get up and spike it, but anything short of the first down inbounds, LaSalle is unable to stop the clock.
Just get it to your biggest, tallest, strongest receiver, Sam Brown.
And for what it's worth, I said 9 seconds. It's 9.7 seconds. They do it to the 10th here.
I didn't want to undermine you, Bob.
At Germantown Super Site, and they call it the Super Site for a reason. To the 10th of a second.
This ain't just any high school football field.
In motion comes Melman. Machida straight back, steps up, eyes downfield, now takes off with it, has to get to the first down marker and does. Now has to get down to 1 second. And that was about a second late getting that clock stopped. It's 0.9 left. Got to spike it right now. And they do, and not in time. And now the official's going to come in and just converse with his other official as both teams run off the field. So I thought LaSalle was going to have a look there at the end of the half. I thought the clock possibly went for a second or two too long after he initially went down, really took the spike out of the equation. And that is the end of the first half. St. Joseph's Prep 45, LaSalle 0. It is as impressive of a first half as I've seen St. Joseph's Prep play all year long, given the competition that LaSalle is. I mean, this is a top 10 team in the state, and St. Joseph's Prep has gone down the field when they've wanted to. They've ran the ball when they've wanted to, and they've been able to stop LaSalle's offense when needed.
Yeah. I mean, you said it. I don't know if you could say it any better. It's not like this LaSalle team is some slouch of a football team. They're here in the District 12 semifinals for a reason. They have a 7-2 record on the season for a reason. One of those losses to the St. Joe's Prep team earlier this year, I mean, it's not like they haven't tested themselves all year. They play some decent football teams.
Imhotep's going to be in the state race. Malvern's very good. Haverford School is in the Imhotep, the Interact Championship.
Yep. I mean, it's an unfortunate situation for these Explorers because they are a solid football team, not just in southeastern Pennsylvania, but the state of Pennsylvania, and it's they're running into a national power here in St. Joe's, and it's unfortunate that only one team can come out of this district, because I think they both could do some damage in the state championship, state tournament.
Yeah, I completely agree. But I think you could say that almost about any team that's going to come up against St. Joe's Prep. Like you said, they're a national powerhouse, and they're sure showing it tonight. It's hard for anyone else. I'm trying to consider another team in the state that'll even give them a fight, and I'm sure there'll be some games. Any given Saturday night, right? But they're a good football team. Their talent is unmatched.
There's a team out in Pittsburgh. I know we're now getting ahead of ourselves. It's halftime here, by the way, at the Germantown Super Site, LaSalle against St. Joseph's Prep. If you're just joining us, St. Joe's Prep 45, LaSalle 0. But there is a team out west, Pine Richland, who dispatched of a really good North Allegheny team. Same type of scenario. North Allegheny, a top 10 team in the state. Pine Richland ranked 2 or 3. Pine Richland took it to them. A couple years ago, Pine Richland actually took down St. Joseph's Prep in a big upset in the state championship. Phil Jerkovic, who went to Notre Dame after his time at Pine Richland, kind of decimated the Prep defense the way Mccord has to LaSalle and every other team he's faced this year. So that could be a matchup if they do meet in Hershey. A long way to go for both teams, but those look like the two best teams in the state potentially right now. We'll take a break. It's halftime. We'll be back on the other side for the third quarter. You are listening to an audio-only broadcast of the PIAA District 12 semifinals here on Bob Long Sports. Bob Long, Rob Stott, Tyler Kern, Seamus Morgan doing our reads for us today. Alex Krastowski doing video, as we will sync that up with the audio at 6 p.m. tomorrow evening, Sunday. Stay tuned, everybody, and thanks for being with us here on Bob Long Sports, your broadcaster of LaSalle athletics all year long. Welcome back, everybody. We did have some technical difficulties at halftime. This is the beginning of the third quarter here. Bob Long, Rob Stott, Tyler Kern, Seamus Morgan doing the reads, Alex Krastowski doing the camera. This is an audio-only broadcast here on Bob Long Sports. You did not miss a snap. So, again, we apologize for going from link to link here, but you did not miss a snap, and we are about ready to begin the third quarter. Antonio Chata for St. Joseph's Prep will kick it deep to LaSalle. It's a 45-0 game. St. Joseph's Prep dominated the first half of play, and LaSalle set to receive. It's kicked from right to left as we see it. Ryan Moore catches at the 2, out to the 10, 15, 20, out to the outside, teed up there and brought down at the 27-yard line. Big hit by St. Joseph's Prep. And Jack Machida back out onto the field for the Explorers.
Whoever's the tackling coach, that's a thing, tackling coaches?
Yes, tackling coach.
Whoever's teaching tackling at St. Joe's, phenomenal. Man isn't getting paid enough, because every time St. Joe's goes to wrap someone up, they don't let them go another yard. That's it. They stop right there. It's strong form tackling. Their positioning's great. It's solid. As a wrestling coach, because I can say that now.
Here we go.
It is phenomenal to see the form and technique. It's so similar, and it's impressive.
We get
it.
You're a big shot now, Rob. You still come back.
Big time.
You come back for us.
Big
I
time.
understand. It's really
I know.
nice,
I gotta still mingle with the people, you know.
First down and 10. Sam Brown in the backfield along with Jack Machida. 4 receivers. Machida hands it off to Sam Brown. Brown keeps the legs churning across the 30-yard line. Ball's loose. St. Joe's Prep is on it. Still no call, and now there is a turnover. St. Joe's Prep comes up with the fumble with 10:43 to play, and now a late flag as LaSalle and St. Joe's Prep getting at it, and that's actually going to be a sideline violation against St. Joseph's Prep, as they had about 20 guys on the field celebrating after that recovery.
When it rains, it pours, or in this case, it'd probably be snowing, but that's a shame. Brown was churning his legs. I was about to correct you. You said that after they didn't let them get another yard, but Brown kept chugging his legs there. Got him like 5 or so yards, but unfortunately when that happens, you can get thrown around and the ball just got knocked loose.
And I was going to make a dumb cliche joke about them being ball hawks, because they're the St. Joe's Hawks. But
thanks.
Yeah, I like yours better.
I like yours.
Man, thank goodness you didn't do that.
Where's the rugby?
He said I was going to do it. Thank God you didn't do it. I'm only kidding. First down and 10 for St. Joseph's Prep. Pistol look, and a backup quarterback is on the field. And Barlow takes the give about 9 yards inside the 25-yard line to the 24. Call it 9, actually. And onto the field for the first time at quarterback is Malik Cooper, number 16. The junior wide receiver / quarterback.
Guess 1/2 for Mccord was enough. 45 points on the board.
I don't know. He could do better.
9:46 to play. Shotgun look. Cooper takes the snap. He looks, goes for the lob. Higgins, a little bit overthrown. In coverage, Jalen Hanton. Incomplete 3rd and 1 upcoming from the 24 of LaSalle.
If there's a bit of a size discrepancy there, but like if you had someone like Harrison Jr., that's a touchdown. That was a great throw. Fortunately, receiver got a little tripped up there with the cornerback.
For those of you just joining us, we do have a second link up on Facebook, on Twitter, and Twitter at Bob Long Sports, that is, Facebook at LaSalle College High School, and our YouTube page, Bob Long Sports. Malik Cooper runs it up the middle on 3rd down. That was an option as he pulled it and ran with it, got 4, needed 1. First down for St. Joe's Prep. Clock under 9 minutes here in the 3rd.
And Prep got so many points in the first half that it broke the link, so we needed to make another one.
You know, to be honest, I have never seen that issue before. Sling Studio just kind of shut down on us. So we'll go with it as long as we can.
I blame the weather. You know, I don't like working in these conditions, and I can imagine some technical electronics and stuff wouldn't like it either.
That's fair. Barlow keeps the legs churning after the initial contact at the line of scrimmage, gets 3 as he's ridden out by the numbers on the near side of the field. 2nd down and 7 upcoming, 8:15 to play 3rd quarter. St. Joseph's Prep, if you're just joining us, behind 4 touchdowns from Marvin Harrison Jr. Takes a 45-0 lead here into the second half. Sam Brown fumbled on the first drive of the second half for LaSalle, and now Malik Cooper replaces the Ohio State-bound Kyle Mccord after a job well done at quarterback in the first half. His night appears done. Cooper now throws to the outside. It's a screen. Wide open. Caught at the 15. Down inside the 10. That's a first down to about the 6-yard line. Caught by Noble House. First down and goal upcoming for St. Joseph's Prep.
I mean, House just had no one around him within 5 yards, and it was set up perfectly for blocking on the outside for him. And every play is well designed by this offense, and it gets your defense going in one direction and then can come back in the other direction and has everyone out of place.
First down and goal. It's a pistol look. Cooper in a shotgun type scenario. Now is the handoff up the middle. Barlow gets through one tackler, but ridden down at the 5. Gain of, we'll call it 2.
And LaSalle had pressure coming on that play, and Barlow just up the middle, right past all of that pressure coming from the outside and into the teeth of this defense, which has been a strength for the Explorers, throughout the course of the year. Just not tonight, and not in these St. Joe's matchups.
6:43 to play, 3rd quarter. An audio-only broadcast here for PCL regulations. We'll put up the video Sunday at 6 p.m., tee it up with our audio. 2nd and goal from the 5. Cooper takes it up the middle into the end zone. Touchdown, St. Joseph's Prep. He faked a little toss. St. Joe's Prep had some great blocking down the field as a LaSalle defensive end took the look towards the running back. Cooper darts right up the middle. It's 51-0 St. Joe's Prep.
And you got to give it to this Prep team. Rob kind of touched on it. Like they're very. There's a bunch of raw talent, but obviously the way they draw up their plays, they're very well coached. They make great tackles. They even set themselves up for success earlier this year. They realized that they're a good team, and they played some of the best in the nation, and I think that really helped them come together as a team, and it's really showing right now.
Chada up and good. Tyler, to that point, I would be very interested to see a rematch. between St. Joe's Prep and, say, Marietta or IMG Academy.
Yeah, I thought you meant LaSalle at first. I'm like, I mean, they're still playing, Bob.
Can we hit the reset button?
I'm sure LaSalle would love a reset button right now. But, yes, I agree. Like, it's almost a shame. Like, obviously anything can happen. We talked about this. But, like, it ends at the state championship for these guys. But you never know, like, how they compare other than rankings. And, obviously, the preseason. But
There's some of those, like later in the year seniors show. Well, not that any of the raw talent. There's some seniors on this team, but the guys we'd want to see maybe next year. You got those like senior off-season, pre-college
that's true.
type matchups.
The Under Armour All-America
Yep.
game, for one.
Speaking of which, I could use some Under Armour right now. It is freezing out here.
Oh, now who's cold? Oh. Someone got a little chills? A little chilly?
Wow.
Not enough gloves? You need more glove? Wool
Bob,
glove?
remind me who the oldest person in here is. I can't remember.
I think it's Rob. I tell you what, a little bit of a game where LaSalle is struggling. All of a sudden, infighting here on the broadcast. Hate to see that.
I don't know if I
Personnel decisions may need to be made for next year. Man.
Uh-oh. It hasn't come to that all year.
Yeah, Alex says I'm moving up. Yeah. Brad Vespi recovers and returns from the 10. Hit at the 20.
Ooh.
Good move there across the 25-yard line, brought down at the 29 as he zagged his way outside the numbers to the 29-yard line.
Yeah, made some great moves there. Vespi's always been fun to watch.
By the way, we would never make any moves to our personnel.
Vespi trying.
I mean, as long as it's not me, I'm okay with it.
Ouch. Ouch. I see.
To be fair, I did show up late, so I think I have one too many strikes. That's strike 2 or strike 3.
You know, we did start the season here, and you showed up fashionably late midway through the second quarter.
They
That
had
was
to pat us down out there. It took a half hour to get in the stadium.
oh, my goodness.
Germantown Super Site is very super.
Clock is ticking here, 5:30 to play third quarter. So this is a running clock here in the second half as it's handed off to Sam Brown. Good run up the middle, gain of about 7 in between the tackles. Out to the 38-yard line. They're going to spot him 1 yard back now at the 37. They need the 41 for a first, so they give him 6. LaSalle moving from left to right. Pistol formation. A second running back in the backfield. That's Tim Melman, in addition to Sam Brown, the deep back. It'll be Brown again. Cuts, puts his foot in the ground, gets up to the line to gain and across it. Gain of 5 and a first down for LaSalle out to the 42.
They got to keep moving this ball. They need some points, man. They play for pride. It's senior's last game for LaSalle. I'd like to see Machida and company move down the field, utilizing Sam Brown and maybe some of the seniors, and I think Melman and Vespi. Did they both seniors as well?
Yep.
I'd like to see.
I know Vespi. Well, Melman's a junior.
Take a look at Rob Tatum on the outside here. 1 on none. He's going to throw it over the middle. Was looking for number 88 on the play. It went into the turf.
Senior tight
Grant
end.
Hughes. Good to see Grant Hughes back. He got injured earlier in the season. We haven't seen a lot from him. It's been mostly Matt Bowe's job since then, given that injury. But good to see Hughes healthy and getting a couple snaps in his senior year. Final game as a high school football player. Second down and 10, 3:53 to play. Clock continues to tick here in the third quarter. St. Joe's Prep has added to their lead with 1 touchdown thus far here in the second half. Sam Brown up the middle, got only to the line of scrimmage. Good pressure there from the defensive line from St. Joseph's Prep. Brown needed to juke one out in the backfield alone just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
He also was fighting an awkward handoff. It looked like he went to the left and Jack turned around to his right, so Jack had to do a little extra turning to get the ball to his running back, so kind of screwed up the timing there a little bit as well.
3 minutes, 14 seconds to play. Third quarter, this an audio broadcast of the District 12 semifinals. St. Joseph's Prep with a win here tonight will move on to play the winner of the Philadelphia Public League in the other District 12 semifinal. 3 receivers to the far side. Here's Jack Machida looking that way. Runs out of time. And he's going to be blown dead. He was never taken down, but forward progress was stopped to the point where Anthony Wrightley just kind of stopped moving himself, awaiting that whistle, not wanting to pile drive Machida to the turf. 4th down and 16 upcoming.
I'm sure Machida appreciates that as well.
Well said.
Thank you.
Speaking of well said, Tyler, you have some fans out there, as I understand it, on some of the different mediums. As that punt is just got off, Jake Gandolfo hit hard. It's going to bounce across the 30-yard line inside the 26, but there is a flag down back at the opposing 27-yard line where Jake Gandolfo was taken down. That's just running into the kicker, however, as we get the call. So LaSalle will likely, if they have the option,
tack it on.
Just tack it on.
I never saw the ref's hand motions for that penalty before. It was pretty funny.
Oh, no. So
personal foul?
It is a personal foul,
Ooh.
and then he did not do the roughing the kicker signal. He did personal foul running into the kicker, so hence our confusion. But the personal foul is going to seize and trump the day, and that's now 15 yards and a first down for LaSalle.
It's time for a comeback. This is it.
This is where it starts. This is where it starts.
All right, Tyler. Some people said they like your stuff. Don't get a big head there.
Who said that?
I'm going to start calling him Skyler.
Skyler. Yeah, that's right. Somebody called you Skyler out there.
Wow. That's very rude.
That's okay. Gavin Daly into the game, runs up the middle and hit hard at the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10, under 1:50 to play in the 3rd quarter. St. Joe's Prep with that 52-0 lead.
How can you be a fan of me and then call me the wrong name? That just seems
Counterintuitive. Well, listen, it's the serene voice that is overtaking the airwaves, not necessarily hearing your name.
okay.
You know?
That's all.
Maybe I don't say your name
I have
enough.
been practicing my
And
radio
it's
voice
Tyler,
all week.
Tyler Kern,
Tyler, yes.
Rob Stott on the broadcast. Now Gavin Daly throws a screen.
Whoa, Vespi.
Vespi drops it after batting it up in the air a few times. Fortunate not to be intercepted after that last bat. Got it up into the air, and a couple St. Joe's Prep Hawks in the area. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
That's one of those plays where you usually see something bad because of it. Vespi trying to keep the ball up in the air rather than letting it fall harmlessly to the turf. Making an effort, you like the effort, but fortunate that it didn't turn into another turnover.
3rd and 10, ball at the St. Joe's Prep 49-yard line. LaSalle needs the Prep 39 for a first down. 4 wide receivers, shotgun set. Gavin Daly drops straight back, looks over the middle, runs out of time, now scoots ahead with it and taken down after a gain of just 3. Tailed from behind by number 11, Blake Romano, the defensive lineman. And a great defensive play sets up 4th down as we tick under 29 seconds in the 3rd.
This time definitely going for it. You know, I understand wanting to putt back inside. I think they were, inside their own 35, maybe at the 30. This time around, on the plus side of the field. Just barely, just a couple yards, but give this offense a shot at keeping the ball in their hands.
You can tell
They're going to let this run down and end the 3rd quarter.
I was going to say, you can see there from the beginning, Daly felt pressure. He had his hand out up against his offensive lineman, felt the pressure almost immediately. And believe it's time for our man Seamus.
It is time for our man Seamus to end the 3rd quarter here.
This portion of today's game is brought to you by Casey's Alley in Ambler, PA, by the train station. Catch all the LaSalle football games brought to you by Bob Long Sports with great food at great prices. If you're on your couch, what are you doing? Get down to Casey's Alley and get into the atmosphere. Back to you, Bob.
Back to you, Bob.
Tremendous, Seamus. I'm really glad we brought you out for this titonight. I don't know why you did it willingly, but here we are.
Night's
and I'm not saying, I'm saying that because it's 10 degrees outside.
I was going to say, the night's getting colder, but his reeds are getting hotter.
That's it.
Yeah. The reeds did start out a little cold, but, I'm getting into feeling the mojo. And, Bob, I'm 4 days away from being in Florida, so,
there you go.
This is
you'll have plenty of time to be warm.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to hand this back to Skylar now.
4th down and 7. 11:51 to play. Gavin Daly drops straight back, avoids the tackler, gets up to about the 50, has to let it go, and does, and it's incomplete. Was trying to fire it back across the field for Justin Machida around the 35-yard line. No chance to make that play, and a turnover on downs for LaSalle. St. Joseph's Prep will pick it up at their own 46-yard line with 11:28 and counting here in the fourth quarter.
I know it's ill-advised, but if Daly had looked even back a little further across the field, Sam Brown was wide open in the middle of the field.
Well, it sounds like they'll have a couple years to establish that connection.
Yes, they will. Sophomore to sophomore. Gavin Daly, thought to be the future quarterback, with Jack Machida ending a great career here for LaSalle. No other way to say it. He had a great senior season. Had some tremendous games, high-scoring efforts against some pretty good Catholic League teams, as this one is handed off to Brahim Barr. Gain of just 1 up the middle. Certainly you cannot say enough about Jack Machida and the job he has done for this team. We will see the Machida family legacy continue on with Justin Machida, wide receiver, the junior, returning next year. But a lot of seniors that left their mark on this program. Brad Vespi, number 2, a guy who can catch the ball out of the backfield or in the wide receiver spot. A great running back, a great safety, and a really good ambassador for this program. Here's a handoff up the middle for Barr. That's a gain of about 2.
I'll send your regards to Vespi over when we get him up in the wrestling room in a
Yes.
couple of weeks as well. So
I appreciate
look
that.
Look forward to that.
Eric Ford, the defensive back, 5'9", 155, had a great career, especially, this last year, he has been a very good corner in terms of jumping routes, getting in there, providing some physicality at the line of scrimmage. Eric Ford will be missed. Dylan Traynor, the linebacker.
Dylan, don't call me Liam.
There it is. That's right. He'll continue the legacy of the Traynor family at the University of Delaware next year. Here's a handoff off the middle, nearly fumbled, but gets to the 50, gain of 1. It will be 4th down, 9:33 to play. Dylan Traynor, called one of the best leaders in the history of LaSalle football. High praise. He has nothing but good things ahead of him. Jalen DeVos, running back, lineman, linebacker, whatever you need him to do. Jalen DeVos was a man for this LaSalle football program, a real solid contributor for really 3 years at this level, and he will be missed as well. 2 deep to receive for LaSalle. St. Joe's Prep punts a liner, coming up to get it, and it's dropped. LaSalle's going to be able to come back on top of it at the 21-yard line, 8:55 to play. Just to continue on here, Griffin Zobel, a great corner. Some of our favorites as well, with the Zobel clan that have been watching us for many, many years here. Back to when they were listening to us, Nancy Diani. But Griffin really became a lockdown corner, especially as the year went on. He's been a contributor for this program for a few years. He will be missed as well. Tyson Goldstein at the linebacker position was fantastic all year as well. You run out of superlatives at some point. Goldstein, a really strong tackler, a strong linebacker, and a great player for this team. We'll keep it going here as LaSalle has 2 running backs in the backfield. Gavin Daly throws over the middle. That one is caught by Brown. Gain of about 5. Rob Tatum, the wide receiver, a good possession receiver, added some much-needed, size, hands, and able to get some big first downs over the course of the year. TJ Meacham at defensive back, couple interceptions in his LaSalle careers. This is handed off to Sam Brown. He has room to the outside, has the edge and a lot more out to the 40. Hit at the 45 and muscles forward to the 47. A first down for LaSalle, 7:37 to play. John O'Donnell got his share of extra points this year when LaSalle had some larger leads. Gandolfo, a tremendous kicker as well. Both of them seniors, so LaSalle will have a lot to replace in the special teams next year. Carter Kenny, Giacomo Ward,
Ryan Savage.
My favorite.
Talk about
Tyler's favorite. Man in his position, a man with a high motor. Gavin Daly, taken down in the backfield, some miscommunication as Brown went to the other side. Daly was looking for the handoff, kind of got flat-footed, looking for where he was, and was gobbled up. A loss of just 2 as he got forward for a few yards after that initial confusion.
And you start to get into the trenches.
Oh, yeah.
Some of these guys, Sam Graham.
Jaleel Dawkins, Michael Gibbs, Trevor McDonald, Matt Zolio, Kenny O'Kane on the offensive line, a really good pulling offensive lineman. Jake DeLuca, a tremendous center. Grant Hughes, good to see him back at tight end here today. He suffered an injury, but great to see him get a little bit of run in his last high school game. Sam Brown right up the middle, in between the tackles, out to the 50-yard line. Call that a gain of 7. It'll be 3rd down and 7 upcoming. And Katray Cook, number 98. Whole bunch of seniors that have made a big impact on this LaSalle program. It will be their last game, but their legacy will not be forgotten, and they're going to continue to move the program forward after a big rebound year, after a tough year last year. Now 3rd down and 6 from the 50-yard line, 5:37 to play, 4th quarter.
But you mentioned it. I mean, a look at the future here in what some of what LaSalle will be able to bring to the table.
High snap, Gavin Daly able to pull it down and fall on it. 4th down and 10 upcoming. Back to the original line of scrimmage, which is the LaSalle 46-yard line. They'll need to get to about the 44 of St. Joseph's Prep for a 1st down.
Wow, that happened because you started talking about the future.
I know, right? Right on cue, the announcer's curse, but you know, we already mentioned the 2 sophomores in Daly and Jalen and Sam Brown, but then you also Abdul Carter, another sophomore, linebacker, running back, kind of that do-everything guy that has, you know, we saw him as a freshman last year line up in the backfield for the Explorers. This year, more of a defensive-focused guy, but, you know, plenty versatile athlete. 4th
down, wide open is Sam Brown down the sideline, darts towards the end zone and knocked out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. Good throw and catch from Gavin Daly to Sam Brown, and LaSalle trying to get on the board here with 4:32 to play in the 4th quarter.
And if that's a look into the future, I like what I see right there.
Yeah.
That connection, I can get used to a lot of that.
Yeah, I'm glad those two were finally able to connect. There were a couple of miscues earlier on the pass, on the handoffs, but hey, Sam Brown wide open, hit him right on the mark. It's hard to complain there.
Now an empty set, 5 wide. Brown in motion, faking the give. Gavin Daly up the middle, touchdown LaSalle as he walks in untouched. He scores with 4 minutes to play here in this 4th quarter, and LaSalle is on the board.
Shutout no more. And that is certainly a drive for some pride. And, you know, nice to see LaSalle put 6 on the board and fight to the end here.
Jake Gandolfo, there's one of those seniors that we mentioned, coming on to tack on the extra point.
Likely the last extra point of his career.
Gandolfo's kick is up and good. St. Joe's Prep a 52-7 lead. But LaSalle, as you mentioned, Rob, a little bit of pride driving down the field and getting one more touchdown before they wrap up this 2019 campaign. Guys, to talk about us a little bit if we could, it's been a fun ride. I have enjoyed this with you, year 5 of doing this. Me and Rob, Tyler has come in the last 2 years and done a great job and been an integral part of our team. Alex Krastowski on camera, Seamus Morgan doing the reads here this evening. You know, Mara Long has been on camera. My brother Kevin has been on the camera. So we've had a lot of folks come through the turnstiles of Bob Long Sports here, and I cannot wait to continue this year after year. For Bob Long Sports next, it's basketball, and Mike McKee bringing back a pretty young team after a team led by a lot of really talented seniors went all the way to the state semifinals. I can't wait to see what that team has in store for us this year. That's just a couple weeks away. So for those of you LaSalle fans that love what we do, 1, we appreciate it, and 2, we're not really going anywhere. We're just transitioning to a different sport.
Is this seniors across the board? Am I looking at seniors across the board?
I think it is.
This is awesome.
LaSalle getting ready to kick it off. And as you mentioned, Rob, 11 guys all the way across the line, all seniors, with a little bit of pride here at the end of this one, and that is great to see. They've earned it for what they've done for this program. Here's a return out to the 25-yard line, pulled down right there by Jalen DeVos.
Yeah, that's really
Love
something.
It.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's just fun, and that's kind of one of those beyond the game type things. It's giving these guys a chance and letting them go out there and get a last lick of this field, and it's kind of that LaSalle pride.
It's a hard thing. Like you never knowing that it's your coming the last time on the field for a lot of these guys. A lot of these guys aren't going to play in college. It's bittersweet, especially a little loss like this, but I mean they're a great team. It's been a lot of fun to watch. They obviously have chemistry, and it's just been it's probably the most exciting LaSalle team I've covered with you guys.
Nearly fumbled on that handoff. They get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's about it. Brahim Barr. I make that Bryce Goodman, number 24, just came into the game. Quarterback comes and now looks to the sideline. Dane Piccarello, the third stringer into the game. He struggles with that, and he's taken down very quickly. Dane Piccarello sacked. It'll be third down and long. St. Joe's Prep at their own 18-yard line, 2:31 and counting here in the fourth and final quarter of regulation.
And who else in on that one but Ryan Savage and Dylan Traynor. So nice to see those two share the field for, the last little bit here of their high school careers and come up with a shared sack as well.
Handoff right up the middle and a big hit on number 24, Bryce Goodman. Nice play by Jalen DeVos.
He was a speeding bullet coming through the line of scrimmage and got
Now
just a
fourth
piece.
down.
Just a piece, but
all
enough.
you needed.
Well, it might be the last time this Explorers defense is out in the field for the night.
Fourth down. Ryan Moore and Brad Vespi back deep to receive. Their heels around the 50-yard line. A high snap, brought down and punted pretty well. It's going to take a hop. A little bit of miscommunication. Moore struggles with it. Ball is loose. St. Joe's Prep looks to be on it right at midfield. That was miscommunication between Vespi and Moore.
Well,
and they'll unwind the pile at St. Joe's Prep football.
I was wrong.
Announcer's curse.
This is not the defense's last time on the field.
It looked like Vespi wanted to back away from it. And, Moore, that was one of those that you let it bounce. At that point, you just back away. You let it go. You don't try to make anything happen. It's special teams. It's fast. And you just got to kind of give up on it at that point. But
clock is still running here, and St. Joe's Prep may not need to even snap the football. The referee is now clapping them into play, but there's 44 seconds left. They only need to snap it one time. They're into the victory formation. Dane Piccarello will come under center. Piccarello takes the knee. We're under 25 seconds to play, and that will be the last snap of the football game. St. Joseph's Prep, in convincing fashion, the District 12 semifinal champion and the representative from the Philadelphia Catholic League that advances in the PIAA state football tournament, a 52-7 win over LaSalle. And now for our video broadcast that we'll put it in 24 hours or so. We'll have Alex turn it to us and get one more on-camera shot to break down our final thoughts on this one. All right, so Rob, Tyler, I really appreciate everything we've been able to do here together. It's been a great year. We're going to keep this up for years and years to come. But your takeaway from the 2019 campaign for the LaSalle Explorers, let's go with Rob.
Well, this game tonight wasn't really, I think, the way I'd wrap it up. But, this has been one incredible season. Probably one of the more fun seasons, I think, in the 5 years we've been doing this, Bob. This team has been just a joy to watch, a lot of talent on the field, and it's a young and old talent, from seniors down to sophomores and some freshmen that we saw circle into the lineup this year. And, they had just great leadership up and down the field on both sides of the ball, and to see them kind of grow in this offense offense and defense over the course of the year was a lot of fun. They had a lot of great senior leadership that, as we mentioned here, the last little bit of this game is graduating and moving on, but a lot of young talent that's coming up through the ranks that will be exciting to watch over the next couple of years. So, tremendous year.
Tyler, your thoughts?
Yeah, exactly what Rob said. But, I mean, this was a special team. It was fun to watch. It's a shame to see them lose in this fashion. But St. Joe's Prep is just its own monster of a team. They're a good team. And it's a shame to see them go out like that. And I know it's crushing for a lot of the seniors. But they showed a lot this year. It was a lot of fun. I mean, they started off the season great. Was it 4-0 in the
4-0?
Yeah, and
in the non-league?
Yeah, in the non-league, and they really came together during that time, I thought. Kind of met some adversity with St. Joe's Prep, and again with St. Joe's Prep, but I mean, started here at Germantown Super Site, ended here at Germantown Super Site, and I don't know, it's been a lot of fun. It's been quite a ride. Like Rob said, there's a lot to look forward to. Sam Brown, Mayo Howe, Gavin Daly. I think we're in for I think we got a long ways to go.
I think so, too, and I appreciate the access that the coaches have given us this year, John Steinmetz, Joe Wade. Of course, the administration at LaSalle, Athletic Administrator Joe Parisi, Technical Director at LaSalle, Rob Johnson, who's been able to get the word out of what we've been doing. Could not do it without Chris Carabello as well. The guy that 5 years ago, Rob, I called up and said, "Are we doing this? I'm coming back from Pittsburgh." And he said, "We're doing it." And 5 years later, here we are, HD video for the vast majority of the games we do, replay, et cetera. Obviously, this game a little bit different for rules reasons, of course. But the capabilities, the technology is there. The support is there from you guys. So I appreciate that very much. Alex Grostowski back behind the camera, and Seamus, who's with us here tonight as well. And I appreciate all the seniors and what they've done for 4 years, put their bodies on the line for this LaSalle football program. Know that what those folks do, what you guys do, it means a lot to a lot of people, not just around LaSalle and the Philadelphia area, but around the country, around the world. You know, we have a lot of people checking in from a lot of places that love LaSalle sports, and that's a testament to the culture of this program and the kids that come through it. So I appreciate that. It's been a great year. We'll transition to basketball next for LaSalle, but it's been a fun year. And then for St. Joseph's Prep, what a program. I mean, they have it going on right now. I wish them the best of luck in the rest of the state championship bracket. Not that they necessarily need my luck, it would appear, but best of luck nonetheless. And that's a special football team, and I will be following along. Guys, any last thoughts before we wrap it up for 2019 LaSalle football?
Thanks for putting up with us. Our shenanigans, Yeah. I'm surprised we're still invited, back every week when we get done with broadcasts and the fun we like to have in between plays. And no, it's always a good time. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy being able to come out to these games on a weekly basis and stay in touch with this program, with the school, and with all these guys. So it's been a lot of fun.
Two of the most dedicated and knowledgeable guys I know. Happy to have you part of the team, part of the family. I'd go to war with you guys any day. Thank you very much. Rob, Tyler, Alex, Mara, and Kevin have done this over the course of the year. Seamus doing the reads here tonight, and everybody else who's been part of this. Jamie Lynch, Mark Farzetta, who hopped on for a broadcast as well. I appreciate everybody who's been part of the family this year. And for all of us, I am Bob Long saying so long one last time from the Germantown Super Site, your final St. Joe's Prep 52, LaSalle 7, ending the season 7-3. But a whole lot to look forward to next year. Thanks, everybody, and good night.